Hello everyone, this is Robert once again with SparkFun Electronics with another Friday new product post. We've got a bunch of stuff for you this week, so let's see what we've got. So first up this week, we've got the new version of the Arduino IMU V3. This is a really nifty and very thin and very small board. It is just an Arduino IMU board. It's got all sorts of sensors on here, and at the core of it is the Atmega 328, so loads up just like a good old-fashioned Arduino. Got a GPS header on there and the Invenescence MPU 6000 and a couple gyros and accelerometers. This is the new version. It's pretty much the same. Check out the product page for all the differences between this and the V2, but this has been a very popular board, and if you're looking to do any kind of flight controller, this is probably something you should look at to be at the heart of it. So next up, we've got these surface mount LEDs. These are green surface mount LEDs, and you can see that's kind of what they look like right there. They're these little guys right there, if you're not familiar with surface mount components. These are the same types of LEDs that we use on a lot of our assemblies, and they're pretty common throughout the industry, like the Arduino IMU that I talked about earlier. If we look at it, you can see that all the status LEDs and everything are this same package type. It is an 0603 package type, which is, like I said, pretty much the standard for like a status LED. Now, we ordered these, but we got sent kind of the wrong part. We use an AOI machine, which is an automatic optical inspector, and basically it's just a camera that looks down and looks at the board to see if there's any flaws with it. And with these particular ones, we can't tell orientation of the LED from that optical inspector. So they're still usable and they're still fine. It's just that we don't want to use them with our machinery because we can actually go a lot quicker with another type of LED that has some kind of marker on it, so we can quickly just scan through the boards with our machine and tell if everything's oriented properly. So we've got a bunch of these left. We're selling them in these cut 50 strips, and they're green. We have some of the specs on the product page, and if you're looking for some surface mount LEDs, this is the first time that we've ever offered these, so go ahead and check them out. So we have a pretty wide customer base. We've been learning through market research and just reading comments and talking to customers that we have a lot of different customers. A lot of you are engineers and have an engineering background, but there are a lot of people, myself included, that actually have really no engineering background. I'm actually a psychologist by schooling. So these next books are extremely helpful for me and for anyone else that really doesn't have a background in engineering. These books are all from Forrest Mims. They were actually recommended to us by our customers, and these books go into the basics of what would normally be taught in engineering school that you might not have picked up if you didn't go to engineering school. So we have 4 different books here. We've got one that is timers, op-amps, optoelectronic circuits and projects. We've got science and communications, circuits and projects. We've got an electronic sensor, circuits and projects. And then one of my personal favorites for just a good handy guide is electronic formulas, symbols, and circuits. Now, these books are interesting because they're set up like notebooks, like I can show you right here. So the whole thing is just kind of hand-drawn, and it's set up very much like an informal notebook that you would find from someone. And in the electronics formulas, symbols, and circuits, it explains what types of things you would find in a schematic, what a diode looks like, what a resistor looks like, what a capacitor looks like, conversion values, resistor band colors. I think it even goes into like binary hex and all that good stuff, and even talks about some of the basics on how to create circuits around like a MOSFET or an integrated circuit, stuff like that. The other ones are equally good. Timers and op-amps are something that are very common in a lot of different types of applications, and it's really nice to know the basics about how to use a 555 timer or how to use an op-amp. And this book just goes into the really simple things that you need to know about this. So if you like doing this stuff, but you find yourself missing some of that core knowledge that you didn't learn from going to engineering school, I definitely recommend just picking up all 4 of these books and, saving yourself the hassle of trying to Google it every single time. They work well as a great reference guide, and they're, relatively small. They're easy to flip through and find what you need, and it's very straightforward and easy to understand. So check out all 4 of these MIMS books. And lastly, we've got another book. This is Making Things See by O'Reilly, and this book is actually pretty darn cool. The primary focus of this book, it works in conjunction with the, I think, Making Things Talk, and this actually focuses mostly on the Microsoft Kinect. So if you're looking to do, projects just like this where you can map out a body or see or use processing and Arduino to interface with the Kinect, you absolutely need to have this book. That is pretty much the primary focus. And it talks about all that you can do with the Kinect and using, I think it's OpenCV and a couple other software platforms that are all open source. And it talks about how to use those in conjunction with Arduino processing and some other tools and the Kinect, to do your own kind of object detection and do all sorts of other things. It is very in-depth. It has a lot of examples, and there's a lot you can do with this book. And being that, the Kinect is so cheap, it is a great tool to interface with your Arduino and do some really fantastic stuff. So if you're at all interested in using the Kinect or, anything along those lines with visual processing, check out Making Things See. So there you have it, another Friday new product post. Hopefully we have some products that will illuminate your next project, and why don't you go ahead and go to the website and flip through all the different products we have for this week and read about them, and we'll see you next week. So thanks for watching.
I like it.